Hello guys, and welcome once again to Savannah Essence. Today we are making a body lotion, or let's just say a body cream. And a cream is simply a mixture of oils and water, with an emulsion. We know water and oils do not mix. So usually what happens is that we use an emulsifier to combine them to make sure that they stay stable. And so without wasting time, I'm just going to start off. In making a cream, like I said, we're using water and oils, and we usually divide it in phases. So we say phase one is water with ingredients that are water soluble. So water soluble simply means ingredients that can easily mix in water. Example, glycerin. Today we are using a hibiscus glycerite. Glycerite is also a way of extracting some nutrients from herbs. So for instance, we have an alcohol extract we call the tinctures, and then we have the glycerin ones we call the glycerites. Just let me know if you want to learn how to make glycerite as well. So this is a hibiscus glycerite. Now this cream is for me. It's a personal body cream. I'll be sharing the recipe in the description box. This is also a chamomile glycerite that I also extracted this from the chamomile flowers, and I like this because it's extra soothing and I really enjoy this. So yes, I'm using I think 2.5% of each of those to combine with the water, and these are water soluble. That means they can easily mix in water, or they easily mix in water, and so you add it to the water phase. So I'm done with the water phase. Next is the oil phase. So like I said, a cream or a lotion is basically a mixture of oils and water. So we are done with the water, we are coming to the oils. I'm using mango butter. So for those of you who do not know, we are gradually getting into the harmattan period. We those in the north of Ghana, the harmattan has set in. I have an extremely dry skin, and so I really need ingredients that are high in oleic, or some fatty acids that are good for people with my skin issues. And so I like to use mango butter and shea butter. I also have like I always been saying, I have problematic skin. So in selecting my oils, I ensure that I pick oils that will work for my oily and acne prone face. So this particular one is for my face and my body because I work a lot on the field, so I don't have time to usually. So yes, this is hemp seed oil. Excellent. It's by far one of my favorite oils. Unfortunately, we don't sell it here at Savannah Essence. But yes, so this particular cream has a high percentage of hemp seed oil. We're also adding grapeseed oil. I like grapeseed oil because it's, it's light, non-drying. You apply grapeseed oil into your skin, it absorbs easily, doesn't leave like any sort of tackiness and greasiness on your skin. And this is the whole point of this particular cream. So yes, I'm using grapeseed oil as well. Then I'm using what do I call it? Shea butter. I don't think I can ever make a cream without shea butter. Let me also differentiate between a cream and a lotion. So like I said, I think I'm going to say this a number of times. A cream or a lotion is an emulsion that combines water with oil. The difference between a lotion and a cream is the percentage of the water. So for this one, I am making a cream because the percentage of the water is a bit lower. Lotions usually have a water percentage of between 80% and above. So your water percentage is usually 80% and above. Creams typically have a water percentage of say 75% and below. So, and it also depends on the thickness of the products, and the quantity of the water makes the product thick. So I'm using jojoba. People say it's called jojoba. I don't know where that name comes from. I don't know whether it's Spanish or wherever it's coming from, but whichever way you mention it. So I'm using that as well. This is also, you know, excellent. Mimics your sebum that your skin naturally produces, so sort of works for my dry skin. Now we are adding an emulsifying wax. This is what will combine your water and your oil and make sure that it stays as a lotion. And this is oil soluble, so you add it to the oil phase. It means that it mixes with oil. It's a wax, so it's a lipid. It's an oil in a solid form, so it's oil soluble. So you add it to your oil phase instead of your water phase. And so I am adding my emulsifying wax. This is the ingredients that I bought from that video that I did on, you know, the skincare ingredients that I bought from the US. For those of you who haven't seen that, I can link that video up here somewhere. You can have a look at it. So what I'm adding again after adding the emulsifying wax is my stearic acid, which is going to serve as a co-emulsifier, and a thickener. It's supposed to help thicken and then make sure the product is stable. So this is my water phase and this is my oil phase. Usually people separate it as phase A, phase B. So the water is your phase A, your oil is your phase B. We are going to heat it together in a double boil. Unfortunately, my kitchen currently has no light, so I can't show you that. Hopefully, I'll be doing another one and I can show you that process. So I'm just going to heat it together, the same temperature. Now, let me just do a basic lotion making, or the concept behind it. So like I said, you need oil and water. So the oil the oils. Okay, so that's my oil. So your oil, then you need water. Water and oil do not naturally mix. So at this point, you need a product to bind them, which is your emulsifying wax. There are a number of them in the market. This is just a traditional one, but there are different ones. Organic, natural, synthetic, there are different ones. So you need your water, and then you need your stick blender or your emulsion blender. This is what is going to accelerate the emulsification process, or ensure that the water and the oil particles bind. Now, so that's the base that you need. Now, you need a core emulsifier to ensure that your product stays stable. If your emulsifying wax is not so good and you don't have a stabilizer or a core emulsifier, there's a possibility that it will separate. So you have your oils floating on top of your water. And so usually we like to use another core emulsifier to support your emulsifying wax. The equipment you need is critical is a scale. Like I mentioned when I'm making my soap. In skincare, in hair care, in whatever formulations you do, you need that. Then what is optional are your fragrances and your scents. Those are optional things. You really do not need them, right? They don't add anything to your product formulation or anything. Just a few essential oils that might help, but some of them also irritate your skin. So at the end of the day, it's really not beneficial. And so these are just the things that you need. Now, glycerin and the other ones are also optional. The base is just your oil and your water. Now, because when there's a presence of water in anything, there's a possibility that you have living organisms coming in there. You need a preservative. And so it is critical. One of the critical parts is adding preservatives to your emulsion. So we have phase A, which is your water part, phase B, which is your oil part, and usually there's a cool down phase, which is phase 3, where you have your what is the name of it? Your preservative. You add your preservatives and your fragrance if you want to do that. You can decide to use a thermometer if you also want. So that's just the basics of, formulating an emulsion. So what I'm just transferring into something that will ensure that it doesn't splash. So always make sure you mix the oil phase with the water phase. Okay, so now I've mixed my products together, and then I am going to stick blend. Now, in stick blending this, unlike soap that sometimes you stick blend until it reaches an emulsion, this you have to sort of blend it and then pause and blend and pause to ensure that it thickens up. So I'll blend this maybe for some 3 minutes, and then I'll pause it and then leave it to sit a little bit for maybe like some 5-10 minutes, and then I'll come back and stick blend it maybe 2 or 3 times, and then it's okay. It's because it's hot. Once the temperature starts coming down, the mixture starts to thicken up nicely and it gradually forms into a lotion. But this part is very critical, especially if you're a beginner. Make sure you stick blend it for a long period of time. If not, it will separate, and you do not want your product to separate. So stick blend it for a few minutes, and then you leave it, and then you come back and then you stick blend it again. And then gradually you see that once the temperature of the product starts to reduce, it also, you know, starts thickening up nice and easy. Some people just sometimes stick blend and then leave it covered, and then the next day it thickens up nicely, and then they add their preservatives and their fragrances, and then they, you know, package it nicely, and then it's done. But this is my personal use. So this is, you notice that this is the emulsion, the blender I use for my lotions are different from the one I use for my soap. The white one is the one I use for my soap, and this is the black one is what I use for my lotions. I just wanted to let you see that. It's very critical because, you know, caustic soda is quite abrasive to the skin if it gets in contact with your skin. And no matter how you clean it, it's stainless steel and everything, but you still need to ensure that there's that, especially if you sell, you do not contaminate your things. If it's for personal use, so you can do whatever you want to do. But I sell my soaps, and I've just launched entire cosmetics as well, and so I need to ensure that there's a separation of equipment and tools to avoid contamination. So I'm back again blending it. I'll blend it for a few minutes. You can see that it's starting to thicken up just a little bit. And then I'll just cover it and then let it sit again, and then I'll go and then I'll come back again maybe in a few minutes time, and then stick blend it again, and it will thicken nice and beautiful. So you see that because the top part is exposed to the air, that part usually starts to form a thicker layer before the down part, which is a bit hotter. So you make sure that you mix it together so that it becomes, you know, all mixed and even and uniform. So I'll stick blend it again to ensure that everything is well mixed, and then this might just be the last one, and then I'll just leave it and go about my business, and within 10 to 15 minutes time this should thicken nice and beautiful. So cream making or lotion making is one of the, it can be really relaxing, especially if you know what you are doing. So like I said, you see it's thickened up nicely. This is not the final thickness. It will, if I leave this overnight, it will thicken up nicely and beautifully. You can see it has a consistency of a cream instead of a lotion. A lotion would have been a little bit more runnier than this. So now that it's cooled down a little bit, I'm now going to add my third phase, which usually we call the cool down phase. I'm adding my vitamin E, which also is heat sensitive. So your cool down phase, you add ingredients that are heat sensitive. So depending on where you buy your ingredients from, you can find out what is heat sensitive, at what temperatures, what is effective, and at what temperatures what is not. So I'm adding my vitamin E here. Then I'm also adding my chamomile essential oil. This is also heat sensitive. Fragrances and essential oils are extremely heat sensitive. So you add this at the last phase. And usually at smaller quantities. Essential oils, I use 0.5. I don't use fragrances on products that I put on my face. So essential oils, I just use 0.5%. Vitamin E usually also maybe 0.5%. The highest I go with a preservative is 1%. The highest you should go with a preservative is 1%. So yeah, that's we are almost done. Yeah, so I think this is liquid Germal Plus as well. And then we mix everything beautifully together. See how the color is a light pinkish beautiful color. I just love it. If I had used like the whole percentage, and in this case I used 5% of the glycerites, if I had used like 5% as hibiscus, the pink would have been a bit more prominent and it would have been an extremely beautiful color. Maybe next time I should do that as well so that you see. I love formulating with glycerites. I mean, they're just, I like herbs, and I think herbs provide an amazing benefits to your skin, especially the herbs in the north of Ghana that we still haven't taken advantage of. And so this hibiscus actually is from a plant just by my house. We grow it here, and so I don't buy from the market. I just let the old women that I work with pick it, dry it, and then they give it to me, and then I use it. I have infused baobab powder, baobab leaf powder. I mean, I like to experiment a lot of the time. So I'm pouring this in my container that I repurpose all the time. And then this is going to be my cream for the month of December. See how beautiful, and creamy, and light and fluffy it is. It will thicken up a little bit more than this, and this is going to be easily absorbing. It absorbs so fast into your skin, it doesn't leave any drying residue. It hydrates your skin, makes your skin plump and beautiful. I have horrible skin. Like when I say I have horrible skin, I mean I have horrible skin. And if I had not been formulating my own products, I don't know how my skin would have been like. So I really thank God for the knowledge and the education that I've paid money to gain. And so yes, this is our final products. As usual, thank you very much for watching. We hope you like this. We hope you subscribe, share this. Let me know in the comment section what else you would want to learn. I'll be doing a lot more skincare formulations. So